Welcome back, Fox lovers, to another video, and today we are back playing Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and last time we fell down here. Yes. Don't know where here is, but that's where we are. That's a rocket? And a tank? I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? I have no idea. Rattle, rattle. It's locked! Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed, or pulled, or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. I'll also never let you down. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... I'll move my chair over. It's so hard to move a rolly chair on carpet. Oh, go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left. After not being able to eat or drink, I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, a pile of garbage jostle and form an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above? What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with it.
Just a second.
Giant piece of trash. A giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. It's Kyoko.
It smells
Look, it's
awful.
Kyoko with cup noodles on her head. She has a Naruto in her hair as well. This place smells awful. Kyoko? You
Indeed.
look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Whoa, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to get. I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or... no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. Well, I kinda did, but then, that was all a dream or something, I don't know. So, you knew that I knew?
Indeed.
Well, jeez. But even though I knew I did nothing to help you, I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
Listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive.
In other
so
words...
that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible.
Huh?
Amnesia? Then, is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's
I
right.
fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. Disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I had forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happen. It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It must. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
It could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself sometimes. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is
If I
that?
did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make it too big. Don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind? One of us? If she believes that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself. Taking stuff. Holy Jesus, it's hurting my ears and head.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. I'm least likely to be the mastermind? Okay. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Gah! It's just like the dream I had before, but that just happened. Are
Listen.
you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I keep yawning. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I
So,
think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability? What everyone should have known me for. The ultimate detective. The ultimate detective? Alright.
correct.
The reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in this school. Did you find someone? Who? Well,
So,
it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Nun dun dun dun! What?
in
I was
other
separated
words,
from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad? Is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains. When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved, find a way. Huh?
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
no matter
cost.
what?
Kyoko, what's
So,
going on? My
I...
memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now. Of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to find this. I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there? The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right? That
it's
was
true.
my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicions, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map? It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuru's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for facility use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assume that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
That's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there. Once I
However,
got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. That sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. Why do you keep doing this? Of course, once I
However-
got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras or monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuru Ikosaba, doesn't it? Just to be
However-
perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway,
Well, what I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuru Ikosaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
Stole a key and disappeared, whatever. They wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was
Correct.
the point of the class trial. It was the mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations? Exactly.
That's right.
With minimal restrictions, yep.
In other
Mastermind
words,
is the mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with the rules in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuru Ikosaba. What's that? There was a point when where Mukuru may not have been the victim. It could have been you, Mukuru. I could have became the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night? Yep.
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. Which exactly
Anyway.
happened with you. I was in the dorms. I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room. Okay. I ran
Correct.
into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuru is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. I mean, the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuru. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other
It means
words,
that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh? Just a little
Makoto.
more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. There's no doubt that Mukuru was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event.
That's right.
What happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. A tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're just the ultimate despair.
It would seem...
Or they're the ultimate despair. The despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. The remnants of despair, right? The remnants of despair or the remnants of hope. Yeah, the remnants of hope. I don't know. The remnants of... I guess remnants of despair is what they're called. And they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Damn, I could have waited this long, bro. It was only 20 extra minutes, but I didn't want to add 20 extra minutes to the freaking video, dude. To be continued. To be continued. You received the Dream Island rocket present. Yeah. I'd like to see one achievement. 5 alive. Finish chapter 5. Nice. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. No, that's wrong. But right now
Anyway...
we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Rattle, it's locked. But we have a way to open this door. Yeah. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in this school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko. You can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma's design on it and slid it into the keyhole. You can't just slide it into the keyhole. The key is small and that's a huge keyhole. You can't just go whoop. You have to like stick your whole hand in there. That's how big the keyhole is. And then click. I don't really understand those all-purpose keys, you know, that open like every door. All these doors in this freaking school, bro. Some like keyholes could be huge and some could be tinier. I don't know. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally! We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, and ultimate death. Chapter 6. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. Is it just me, or like I in this part in the anime, wasn't Kyoko above Makoto? I don't remember. Like, I thought in the anime, Kyoko was above Makoto. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like that in the anime, it's just not here, or just like this in the anime, I just don't remember. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. It's pretty bright to me. Had no idea we were so far down.
Hey,
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
so...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family was always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition. It's like your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Havoc Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Havoc Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There is no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh. But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. Oh, what is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However,
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I had gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. I don't think you would have still seen her expression if you were below her, because she's looking forward, and you're Which number is this? Number 3. Hold up, guys. I will quickly be right back. I need to get something to drink or something like that, you know? Okay, guys, I am back. Hold up. There you go. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. Whoa. That was weird. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say right now, but it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. I don't get that in anime. Freaking kids get abandoned by the parents and stuff, and everyone just bullies them for it. Like, why? Dude, nobody ever feels bad or like for the freaking kid in like animes and stuff that their parents and stuff died or disappeared. Like, what the heck? His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family? To just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. And we connected by heart and soul. No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Technically, yeah. You can't change. You can't change anything. You have the same blood as someone, so like it's just same or something. I don't know. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I'm not connected by heart or soul, but I'm still family with some people because they're blood related to me. I don't like them, but they're still family. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, the speaker is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain this is where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. I was about to say like couldn't she have just came down from there? But then I was like maybe thinking like no, I don't think that would have worked because I think the lock is only on the inside. So you wouldn't be able to unlock it from the outside, I don't think. But I still don't know how she didn't take fall damage from falling from that high. Like, how did they both not die or break legs or something? They fell from really high up. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Yay, we are out. Looks like we're back.
Phew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Okay. Pineapple. Pineapple water. I don't know. It has a weird taste though, but it tastes like pineapple and water. So now what do we do? I'm glad he didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because
the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuru's death. There was a moment, or the mastermind left the guard down. It was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should keep with our negotiations. I'm still super uneasy about this. But we don't... stop getting caught. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay. Let's go to the gym. Directly travel to the gym, so I'll travel here and then do this while I wait. Yeah. Give it a shot. Alright, let's give it a shot. I have 92. I forgot how to do this. There we go. Is that on you? Yeah, well, I don't have it, so. Okay. I got a butt. Nice. Perfect. Dolls. Yeah. Dolls. I got a bird. I think that's new. No, it's not. Never mind. That's not new. That's new. Yes. I don't have that one. But guys, I need to do something. Okay. I needed to wear my Monokuma drip or something. And then I need to wear something to honor the dead. I need to honor the dead, guys. Of best girl. I have this. I have this. I use this to press my escape button on my keyboard, but still. I have it. It's the ring thingy, the bone ring that Celestia Ludenberg has. Or Yasuhiro. Or like something Yasuhiro. I forgot her first name. I don't think her name is actually Celeste, but I know her last name was Yasuhiro. That's about it. And I don't think they changed it here. Yeah, it's still Celeste. Celestia Ludenberg. They hasn't changed the name. Yeah. No Zenina. Something else here, but it's only new. Well, let's head up into here. Into this room.
Well now,
Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto, you're supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again! And this time I won't leave anything by chance. Anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What? But before you do,
However-
let me just say this. Let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Ha! I lose? You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
Because
Well, well, you set up this latest class trial, yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted to execute to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
When Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
Oh no. I am now Makoto. Well, I'm Monokuma. Yeah, whatever. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious. I could not say that word. Precious execution machine. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am
Now,
I wrong?
Here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro Ikusaba. You did.
Listen
So
to me.
executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. The blackened is exposed, then they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? Huh. And that means I lost? You talk a big game. You're saying the black end is me and I'm Makoto. And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Because
That's
no matter
right.
how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. If
Because
Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. Well, I am fearing right now, fearing for my life. He would have been he would have been gripped by the despair you love the despair you so love to inspire. But here
however,
we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
Huh. Oh. That's supposed to be enough to convince. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to
Despair
me.
can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Now you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn despair, fair and square,
that's what we
I
have to do.
suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's
To do
true.
Makoto's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
One final
One
battle
final
between
battle
hope and
between hope-
despair.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? Fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this will be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But, for what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's
Oh.
wrong?
I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other
I
words,
accept.
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Final
myself!
grisly showdown! You agree? Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You
For
guys!
this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's hauling around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain
that'll be enough
myself.
to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bury it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mystery of the school,
You
then
guys!
you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to
When
me.
we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe this has all turned out. But
Hey.
before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held?
What's
I
wrong?
remember that. For sure. So what? I
Hey,
just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything's based on the school regulations, and to have a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro. It's a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns anyway. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What? Are you
listen.
telling the truth? Why'd he go all quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? Seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get out of here! Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair!
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Stop laughing, dude. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't
however,
thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would actually accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? They had no
so
choice but to accept. Huh? It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down the guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
Wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? It said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world. Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
Somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other
But
words,
think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason? They had to
so
show the world something, no matter the cost of killing, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
it would
The
seem
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other
So the
words,
mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To
Correct.
prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's peak, right? A certain concept? Talking about hope, right?
that's
And for
right.
those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's
You're
true.
right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other
Because
words,
their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this would have been a game. This wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how these who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, no matter how much they hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all the proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV, the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion
Indeed.
to prove to the world that despair is better than hope. They have to defeat us in imperfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violate their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got the chance because you believed in me. Another path opened up. still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind. But I still can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
In the case, though, in the end, though I couldn't prove any of it, it was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to her. We presented a strong demeanor in a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't just relax yet. We can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone. Is that
however,
really possible? Huh?
anyway,
right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Shall we go? Okay. Well, guys, I am going to end the video here. Oh, Jesus. We are almost done with the game, guys. Next video, we're going to be doing the final investigation, and then we're going to do the final class trial. Those are 2 videos left of this entire Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc series. And then, I don't know, in a few months, because I don't feel like freaking doing the Goodbye Despair afterwards, immediately afterwards. So I'm going to wait like a while to play the next game. But yeah, there might be 3 extra videos. Just it depends on how long the 4th or like the last class trial is. I'm pretty sure it might be over 2 hours long, so I kind of want to put all 2 hours together, but my phone is trash and can't hold 2 hours of recordings. Technically 4 hours of recordings, because I have the 2 hours of the gameplay recordings and then the 2 hours of the webcam recordings. So it's 4 hours in total on my phone. So I don't think my phone will be able to hold that. So it just depends. Either way, guys, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, and I'll use this thing. Bye-bye.